All right, welcome back to the bench. So today on the bench we have the Ryobi Power Inflator. Now, this unit I've had for about 2 years now, and it is awesome. I cannot speak more highly of this particular unit. Um, it has very little downsides to it. Now, starting off, you have a 20-inch braided cable. So the cable comes attached on the top part of here. This is how you store it when you're storing it in your trunk or your car. It comes off easily. Cable is very, very well braided. Okay, awesome, awesome cable. Very durable. The whole unit is durable. Um, now, I purchased this on Amazon for about 50 bucks. Now, with the battery, so if you're not already involved with Ryobi and you don't have any of their power tools, then you're going to need to purchase the Ryobi batteries to go to use this particular unit. If you purchase a battery with it, I believe it's going to run you about 80 something dollars for the unit and the battery. Now, if you need the battery, the inflator, and you need the chargers for Ryobi, then it's going to run you about 120 bucks. And I'm going to tell you right now, that's not a bad deal. It is not a bad deal for how versatile this thing is. So let's talk about some of the pros and cons. Let's start off with the pros. Like I said before, you have a 20-inch braided cable, very, very durable. The whole unit is durable. I have dropped this thing. I've tossed it in the back of my trunk of my car. It is awesome. It is going to hold up. You're not going to have to worry about buying something and down the road buying something else again. It comes with a digital. Now you can get these in two different forms. You can get this the digital, okay, with the digital phase. You can also get the analog with the needle that moves back and forth. And either one is probably good. I prefer the digital one. It's a little easier to read. Comes with a great grip. So I'm gonna try to get. Oops, this thing is very loud. By the way, it is very loud, and that is one of the things we will talk about here in a second. Um, so it has very good grips on it. So on those rainy days, if you have to go outside and put air in your tire, you don't have to worry about this thing slipping out of your hand or anything like that. The battery life on it is all dependent on the batteries, and Ryobi makes pretty good batteries. I can't really say anything negative about their batteries. I've been using their products now for probably about over a decade, and they've gotten better with their batteries. So as far as these, I have an 18 volt on it right now, and I believe I have another 18 volt right here, and I think I may have a 20 something over there on the bench. Um, I can pump up a flat tire with this thing. I actually have, just to let you guys know, kind of some of you are kind of concerned about the battery life on it. So I'm just give you some good examples real quick of the battery. So I have pumped up a completely fat tire. I mean, tire sitting on the rim with a full battery, and still was able to use the battery afterwards. Still had plenty of power. So if that gives you some kind of indication of, well, how much, how much can you use it, or how much can you inflate a tire. I've actually taken a battery, been using it all day, using it on an impact, putting up a gutter. Actually, that's what I was doing. I was installing gutters, a gutter that had failed. Me and my son used the battery, went outside to do some work on my wife's car since I was already dirty, and pumped the tires up. Still had plenty of power. Now, what I will say about this is, um, so when you're using the Ryobi inflator, sometimes when you buy certain devices, when the battery's dead, it just cuts off completely. What this will do is when you're using it and the battery's getting low, it won't pump as much. It'll still pump air. It will pump air until that battery dies completely. It will pump air, but it won't pump it as fast or as forcefully. And you can see the difference between a brand new battery that's fully charged versus a battery that's on its tail end. And you'll notice how fast it's pumping or how fast it's filling something up, and that's to be expected. It only works off a battery, so what the battery has in it is how much it's going to work. But when it does shut off, it shuts off completely. So you kind of have to pay attention to that. But like I said before, you get really good life out of these batteries. This is something, like I said, you can charge it up one good time, throw it in the trunk of your car, throw it in your RV, not a problem. You don't have to worry about it. Now, some good examples of type of people who might need this in their life. If you live in a rural area like I do, you might be in a situation where you don't live close to a gas station. You might live in a situation where you live in a climate where the temperatures change or fluctuate, like down here in Virginia, in Carolinas. Some days it's cold, some days it's hot, and it can vary literally day by day. And that tire pressure in your car can throw on that light on your car, saying that you have a low pressure in your car. So this is very, very convenient for this. I can't tell you how many times I've used this. um, the other thing I will say about this, well, one of the cons about it is that this handle right here is about 3.5 inches. Okay, so from trigger to here is about 3 inches, 3.5. You know, it's all right for me. It's all right. It's comfortable. But if you're a female and maybe you have smaller hands, such as my wife, it may be a little uncomfortable to hold it for long periods of time. Not saying that you can't do it. It's not a problem. It's not like you can be holding this thing all day. You're just pumping up a tire, so it's fine. But like I said, that's something kind of taking consideration. If you've got smaller hands, it might be a little uncomfortable. Um, another thing that's it's loud. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn it on real quick for you, and just so you can get an idea of how loud it is. But like I said, when you're in a situation where you need to put air in your tire and you're on the side of the road, it really doesn't matter. So you can see it's fairly loud. But like I said, when you're in a situation where you need to put air in your tire, it's not a problem. I've taken this thing on plenty of road trips. It is something that is a necessity to have in your vehicle. If you have new drivers in your household, such as teenagers, and you want to give them like a little roadside kit, flares and things in the back of their trunk, so they can be safe on the side of the road or get themselves out of a sticky situation. This is awesome. If you're going four wheeling, throw it in the bag, put it on the back of the four wheeler, get to going. If you ride bicycles, say you live in a city area and maybe you had bad experiences with a flat tire, right here you have your attachments at the bottom, so you don't have to worry about that. You got your tire inflator right here, and you got your other inflator. This one I've actually used a couple of weeks ago. My son bought a like a punching bag that had to be filled up with air, and I was able to pump it up in 3 minutes. So you have your little attachments, and you don't have to worry about these things falling out. It looks like they might just fall out, but like I said, they're in there and it's sturdy. So you don't have to worry about that. Like I said, I've thrown this in my trunk, drove around with it, left it in there. Not a problem at all. I will give you guys a quick little story about how convenient this thing is and how easy of use it is. It was, I think it was the end of last summer. My wife took the girls up to DC to see, I think I pronounced her name correctly, Ariana Grande. I think that's who the girl is, who's a singer, I think she is. And they had a flat tire on the side of the road. And, of course, they was very far away from me, and there was nothing I can do about it. But I was smart enough to put a fully charged battery and put this in the trunk of their car, and they were able to pump that tire up and get it down to a shop where they were able to patch the tire up for them and get them back on the road. And I'm gonna tell you that gave me it was very convenient and took a lot of stress off of my family and my girls to know that they were able to use something like this in a time of need and to get home safely. Okay, so this is awesome. Now, one of the things too I do like about this is it does have a digital display, and when you put this onto your tire, this digital display will light up, and it will tell you the tire pressure, the air pressure that you have in your tire. So when you hook it up, it won't show it now because it's not connected to anything. But when you put it on your tire, it will tell you the PSI that you actually have in your vehicle. And for those of you who just may be curious or may not be familiar, you stick this onto the stem of your tire. So you have the stem of your tire that's going to come out. You will stick this onto the stem of your tire, and then you'll press this black lever down, and that will lock it to your tire. Okay? And then you'll begin to pump your tire up with air. And then when you get done, you release it and pull it off. Awesome. Like I said, I cannot speak more highly of this unit. This is great. I highly recommend it. This will make a great, if you have a father or somebody who already has Ryobi tools and they have Ryobi batteries, awesome. Get them this, purchase this now. They got a birthday coming up, Christmas, Father's Day, whatever's coming up, purchase this, throw it in the closet. Don't forget about it. Throw it in the closet. When their birthday come around, Christmas, Father's Day, give it to them. Great, great gift. Like I said, also it's great for new drivers. So, like I said, I cannot speak more highly of this unit. Awesome. As always, you work hard for your money. You work hard for a dollar. Let's spend it wisely.